Roll to Save presents Whitewash, a Paranoia actual play podcast. Episode 6. What was our mission again?
Previously on Whitewash. In a bid to calibrate the mixer of CFD Sector's food vats, Paul R had an explosive accident with a supposed human-to-bot interface. Shortly afterwards, the food vat was rocked by an almighty explosion after some percussion maintenance by Chris R. As this was going on, Walt R assumed Tracy R was responsible and opened fire on him, the result of which was Tracy R retaliating with a grenade but throwing the pin rather than the grenade itself. Seriously, Tracy, schoolboy error there. Walt also felt the need to give team leader Raj R a rather bizarre prank call. When Raj followed up on this, Walt shot him, which led to Walt's rather grotesque demise as Chris heaved him into the vat. Ugh. More protein for the masses, I guess. Meanwhile, the bot brain started referring to Tracy R as Master. Tracy then tried to get the bot to self-destruct, but when this failed, he tried to take out the rest of the team with a grenade, and succeeded only in killing himself and Paul. Meaty chunks followed. Now back to the vat room. The doors at the bottom of the food vats open up. Standing there are a group of infrared workers. There's maybe a dozen of them. They march in formation and they snap to attention. The leader looks over at you and does something approaching a salute. Troubleshooters, we're here to loyally serve the computer and to get the food vats working again. So when do we start work? What you do notice is they've walked all the way down a white corridor to get here.
That seems treasonous.
It is treasonous.
That's suspicious.
AlphaNet entry. Infrareds. Ah, the unwashed masses of the infrareds. Actually, that's not strictly true. The infrareds are actually very clean. After all, hygienic citizens are happy citizens, and therefore cleanliness is almost as ubiquitous and as mandatory as happiness in Alpha Complex. However, there are masses of infrareds in Alpha Complex, making up, as they do, around 75% of the population. For all its faults, Alpha Complex does allow for upward mobility. Every troubleshooter, every yellow clearance supervisor, every blue internal security trooper, even every high programmer all share something in common. They all started off as infrareds. There is a tendency amongst those citizens who have risen to a higher station to regard the masses of infrareds as stupid or imbecilic, and this isn't true. Infrareds aren't dumber than higher clearance citizens, and troubleshooters are certainly not smarter. Those of you who have listened to this podcast will know that. Instead, infrareds are just really heavily medicated. You see, infrareds all have the most menial jobs in Alpha Complex. Imagine working for 8 hours straight in a PLC warehouse, or the food vats, or as a reactor shielding replacement technician. No sane person is going to happily do one of those jobs, and even if they are coerced into doing them, they're certainly not going to be productive. Therefore, infrareds are almost constantly medicated. First thing that they do when they get up in the morning, they pop a wakey pill chock full of all the amphetamines they need to get up and go. The food they eat during the breaks and at lunch, laced with sedatives that give them a happy-go-lucky glow. Curiously, these meals also include a truckload of hormone suppressants because the computer doesn't want something as messy and random as love and attraction getting in the way of productivity. Evening meals include a cocktail of drugs that induce a sense of languorous contentment, and before turning in for the night, the infrared will take a night-night pill that ensures 8 hours of deep and dreamless sleep. Unsurprisingly, most infrareds are therefore completely and utterly contented with their lot in life. This probably explains that when something happens to promote a citizen to a higher clearance and they come off all these drugs, usually because the computer needs them to think for themselves, most citizens dissolve into soul-shattering paranoia when they witness the utter train wreck that Alpha Complex actually is. This goes a long way to explain why most clones start tripping over each other in a mad scramble to get to ultraviolet clearance, because it's only at these hallowed heights that a clone can once again experience the same contentment that they felt as an infrared drone. Maybe that's been the computer's plan all along. Interestingly, the infrareds we're about to meet aren't quite in the same hazy, medicated funk as the McGarrity. You see, with the food vat and CFD sector being offline, and with them being unable to report for work, they've not been getting dosed quite as regularly as before. Therefore, these infrareds are doing something uncommon amongst their kind. They're taking the initiative and trying to do something for the common good. In this case, getting the food vats working again so they can help out all the clones in the sector. What nice noble souls, right? How do you think Task Force Epsilon 718 are going to treat them?
Excuse me. I'm red. You're infrared, so best you answer my questions. Shit. Best you answer my questions.
No. I came out wrong.
So, how did you manage to get past the white hallway? Friend computer wouldn't let someone of your status come down such a colored hallway, would he?
The leader, whose badge reads Gav CSG6, he kind of looks a bit sheepish. We just want to serve the computer loyalty. We know production's down, and we couldn't let our sector and the complex of the computer down, could we?
Well, I appreciate you volunteering for the protein stores. For such treason, I punish you all to the protein vat. Please, single file, whilst you're boiling alive and dying and such, if you can make sure the mechanics in there are above board. But otherwise, I appreciate
We're only trying to
your
help.
service.
Please, just put us to work. Please. I'm on my last clone. Have mercy.
Well, you should have thought of that before you were treasonous against friend computer. Team leader, back me up on this one.
If I might make a suggestion, we could wash the walls with this black fluid in these cans over here.
We could do that, but they have already committed trespasses. Perhaps we could show some form of mercy. Choose one of your number to throw into the vats.
Sorry Raj, but can I just ask, did anyone see them walk down the corridor?
There's no other way they could have gotten here, so that's seems a bit of moot point there, my friend.
That seems a bit circumstantial to me, though. Did anyone actually see them walk down the corridor?
You know, this whole time...
We just saw them enter from the white corridor. How would they appear?
But did you see them walk down the white corridor?
What I do see is a bunch of traitors in front of us. Now, traitors! Choose at least one of your number to sacrifice to the computer.
I'm very sorry, Raj, but I'm rather concerned. If you can see through the door to know that they came down the corridor, that would suggest you have a mutant power. Are you confessing to having a mutant power?
I only confess to having any form of logic.
You didn't say no.
That's a very good point. Thank you, Tracy.
I do not have any mutant abilities. Otherwise, I would have told them to friend computer, and I would have been marked thusly. It does not take mutant powers to see that there is only one hallway in here, and it is the color of white.
Yeah, but if you didn't see them come down, it's a false accusation, and that's treasonous, sir.
It's not a false accusation. I'm asking themselves to commit one of their number to sacrifice for the friend computer for their crime.
Lindsay's going to turn to the leader of this infrared group and say,
did you walk down the corridor beyond this door that is painted white?
Yeah, boss, it's the only way we can get here.
He's going to look over at Lindsay and be like, so, I think we have an agreement that they committed a crime.
I suppose so.
Right about now, Chris is rifling through the crate, looking for, surprise surprise, grenades.
I think if this is a real infrared team, then at least one of them would know, what is a golden retriever?
Remember earlier I described how Chris was a extremely well-trained armed forces veteran, and if it came to throwing grenades, he wouldn't be a clown like the other people who do stupid things like take out the pin and throw that instead of the grenade. Well, one of those wonderful moments that only happens once in a blue moon. Lindsay, you get hit in the face with what seems to be a grenade pin, and Chris suddenly implodes.
Before that happens, you just hear, then it's treason then, and then poof, I'm gone.
A lot of people seem to be blowing up now.
While this nonsense is happening, Tracy and Paul are merrily texting back and forth to each other. From Tracy R.P.I.G. Hey Paul, what was that doohickey you were using on the brain? From Paul R.D.F.T. It's a plasma-powered output booster. Helping to assist with food production might be my ticket to a higher clearance the computer provides for all. From Tracy R.P.I.G. Hey, that's great. I've a way to boost its cognitive capacity. Maybe we should work together once we get back. Sorry about the grenade, by the way. Haha, Mondays, right?
Infrared members, do you concur that you have committed treason?
We're only trying to help. We're not communists.
You're not. I said nothing of communists.
We're
What do
traitors.
communists have to do with this?
Please,
like I
I'm
said, the
not
only...
my last clone.
Well, if you use one of your number to sacrifice to the vats, I suppose we could forget about this small infraction.
They all turn around and look at one really weaselly looking little infrared. Guess Jeff's up then. And there's a clone little tiny guy with a badge that says Jeff CSG 4, and they all shove him forward. Jeff starts crying.
Come, Jeff, come. Put on a brave face for friend computer. Come.
It's not so bad, Jeff. I just did it myself.
I'm gonna like lead Jeff away a little bit, and then I'm going to like
Talk to Jeff. Now, Jeff, are any of your infrareds? I can save you today. Are any of them traitors, mutants, or communists?
I'm pretty sure that Linda CSV is a mutant. She's got weird eyes, right? And Andrew CSV, I heard him saying bad things about friend computer. That means I can go, right?
Do you have proof besides hearsay?
No.
I push him into the vat.
One of the infrareds yells out, "Yeah, take that, Jeff. That'll take you for taking my last ration of hot fun."
Now, if I could talk to Linda CSV.
She stands forward.
Yes, sir.
Now, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but Jeff said that you were a mutant. Now, you don't seem like...
Does she seem like the mutant type? Does she have like an extra arm or something? I don't know.
She has none of that. She looks like an infrared. She has no yellow stripes in her uniform, so she's not a registered mutant either.
So Jeff said that you were a mutant, and I would hate to just assume that you were a mutant. But perhaps if you could give up some of your other infrareds for their crimes, I could, I don't know, let this one slide. I give her a little wink.
Well, there was Jeff, but he's food now. Can I go to work?
No, I have to. Jeff accused you of being a mutant. I can let you go, but I'm going to need somebody else to take your place.
Ryan, your PDC starts ringing.
All right, yeah. I pick it up, I guess. I just push her into the vat, and then I pick up the phone call.
Oh, classic Raj.
This is merciless. Raj is super salty about dying 3 times.
I've died. I'm on my 4th. I thought I was on my 5th.
The numbers coming from, it says Winston B.
Okay, yeah, pick it up.
Hey, team leader, Winston B here. How's that corridor looking? Is it still white?
Yes, very white still.
Come on, get a move on. You guys, I mean, it's been hours.
There has been some mix-ups. My team has been maybe slightly done happy.
I'm hearing excuses, Raj. You were the one talking about body count before. Get the corridor sorted. Do you like the food vat?
I love the food vat, sir.
Well, would you like to be knocked down to infrared and carry on working there?
I would like to stay red, sir.
Excellent. Get the corridor sorted. I'll phone you back in 20 minutes.
Sounds good. Infrareds, I have a job for you. Do you know how to paint?
Yes.
Good. We're going to paint that hallway black now.
do you have any black paint?
I've got some paint upstairs in the brain room. Just give me a moment.
I'll help you out, Walt. All right, let's get back to work on this brain.
Yeah, I think Paul's just gonna continue to go straight for the brain room. He shows up right as Linda's pushed into the vat and like kind of shrugs and heads up the ladder. Classic Linda.
Yeah, you just hear that kind of Wilhelm scream as she goes in. Okay, so up in the brain room, Walt, what are we talking about paint-wise?
Gosh, that's a good question. Is there anything black up here?
Well, there's a lot of soot in the walls from the fecundity of grenades that have been off.
And blood.
And there's blood, and there's offal, and intestines, and just a whole mess.
That's probably not going to work for paint. I think I'm going to have to call down from up there and say, paint's all used up. We're out. I'll make a call for some more. And then
Are you admitting a fault in your equipment stores, equipment guy?
Well, it's not so much a fault as of mine as it is so much as maybe some grenades went off in here.
Well, the grenades are yours to keep a hold of, so it would be your fault then too. In this economy, really, in this economy, sir. I don't know, but you hold on to that thought. I'll call for some more paint.
This economy.
Infrareds, would you happen to know where any black paint is?
They all look at each other. Black paint's clearance ultraviolet.
Walt is calling for more paint, if that's something Walt can do.
Okay, so Walt's calling PLC then.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling PLC. Your call is important to us. You are caller number 5. Please hold.
And really
Love this
crappy
tune.
elevator music.
This is my jam.
Loyalty is of very importance to us. Please stay on the line after this call to answer a short series of questions. Internal security will be monitoring your answers.
Okay, I'm gonna hang up. They're all out of paint, they said.
What color is the nutrient sludge?
It's a sort of olivey, greeny, browny, unpleasant colour.
And with my knowledge of the rules and regulations, does it have to be black or could it be just not white?
The corridor is an infrared corridor, so for infrareds to go up it, it has to be a black corridor.
Black corridor. How many more grenades do we have left?
I ask your equipment guy.
Equipment guy, how many more grenades do we have?
Oops.
Should be 4 there, sir. Should be 4. Just check the crate. I can't see from here though.
I'll go over, I guess, and check the crate real quick. But how long is the corridor?
The corridor is about 100 meters long.
Ooh, I don't think 4 grenades are gonna cut that. Let's report my mission success, which may or may not be true.
At this point, Lindsay is trying to sneak off and have a secret conversation with his secret society contact. Unfortunately for him, he chose to make this rather public. So you can hear Lindsay very loudly talking on his PDC to somebody saying, "My mission's been a success."
Interesting. Could somebody go check on that?
This is what happens when you send private messages publicly on Roll20 and you play Paranoia.
Lindsay, down there, not a success. We haven't even started painting yet. Try and keep it together.
Lindsay, do you have any ulterior missions or goals that you're pursuing while the computer has given you a direct order?
Just one second, I'm just on a call here.
Where is Lindsay right now?
He's kind of skulking in the room off at the back.
I presume Tracy doesn't hear any of this because I'm up in the brain room with Paul, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not there.
I'll I'll try and keep an ear out, like maybe move a little closer so I can hear if I can hear the conversation being happen. But I don't want him to know that I'm trying to listen.
Make a stealth roll then.
Oh, I'm super good at those. Just like is sneaking or stealth?
Sneaking will do. Oh, you're amazing
Another
at it.
natural 20.
Lindsay, as you're about to start the call again, you can literally see Raj sneaking forward.
I've gotten so many natural 20s this game. It's insane.
I'll hang up. Oh, hi Raj, did you want a white?
I would love a white. Could you perhaps, in any of your hygienics, do you have anything that could be the color black?
That's a really good question. I'll start rifling through my pack.
I'm gonna look over his shoulder as he rifles through his pack. Just kind of checking out what's in there.
Okay, well, there's lots of very interesting stuff. There's a load of tools. You can see his laser pistol and his PDC, and he's obviously got all his hygiene officer stuff in there. So there's lots of little bottles and hand sanitizers and hand wipes, and there's some leaflets. And
what are those leaflets exactly?
Those are hygiene instruction cards.
Would you mind showing them to me? I'm very interested in your duties as a hygiene officer.
That seems to be a little bit outside of your jurisdiction, sir.
My jurisdiction is everybody's jurisdiction. Would you mind showing me your leaflets?
I'm not permitted to, sir, under hygiene code 74792B.
I'm just going to grab the leaflets then and look at them.
Tracy walks out of the brain room, looks down at Lindsay, and says, as the team loyalty officer, having been informed of some of the events that have taken place, I hereby ask the computer to declare one Lindsay a traitor for having reported mission success when clearly the mission is not a success so far, which, lying to the computer, is treasonous.
Lindsay tries to pull his pack away from you, and in doing so, the leaflets spill out all over the floor. Lindsay kind of frantically scrabbles to try and pick them up, but you can see words like revolution, bourgeoisie, whatever that means.
Oh, pistol time. It is time for murder. Up. The second I see that, just pow.
Go for it.
Touch those, don't touch those. They might be contaminated.
Finally! Yes!
For our listeners, this is a moment of glory for young Ryan, because he's been rolling really badly and now he's rolled really well. Okay, Lindsay,
dodge it.
You can't dodge a laser. You can spend perversity. You only spend 5 at the most, and that's not going to be enough.
Oh, not even with wonderful help from anybody else in my wonderful team.
As Paul is
you bastard
messing. I'm just having fun. As Paul's messing with the brain, he will shut the lights off on accident.
And Lindsay will drop to the floor.
And I will spend 5 perversity.
Oh.
Turning on my night vision goggles.
Standard clone issue.
Standard clone issue night
you
vision
only
goggles.
get them after your 4th iteration, so the rest of you don't have it. It's just Ryan.
It's a higher risk, high reward strat to kill yourself and be killed multiple times.
A lot of stuff happens at once. The infrareds are standing there looking stunned. And Chris, you walk in at this moment in time. Raj lets rip with his laser pistol straight at Lindsay. As he does so, the lights go out, there's a thudding noise, and there's a little sort of high-pitched whine. Raj's visor lights up green, and there's a strangled scream from Lindsay. Are you turning the lights back on, Paul, after this nonsense?
Yeah, it'll be like a quick, 3 seconds.
You turn the lights on, and you feel a sharp jabbing as you turn the light switch. You suddenly feel immensely strong. So strong, it feels like there's just blood surging through your arms. You're feeling like you're completely pumped up, and the pumped up feeling keeps going and going and going, and eventually you're so pumped up, you bust. Chris, you walk in as this is all happening.
And I walk in with my night vision goggles now that I just received.
Yeah.
For being in my 4th iteration. Unfortunately, this clone has tinnitus, so he's like, this is the I can't believe everything happens. And then Everything's gone. He's going to look around. He sees Raj has shot Lindsay. Is there anyone else that's on the base floor right now?
So on the base floor, there is Raj, there is Walt, there's Chris, Tracy's coming down the ladder.
Walt's up in the brain room.
I'm staying in the brain room, baby.
Walt's in the brain room. Okay, so Walt is covered in Paul.
Perfect. Chris walks up and he's like, "Oh, what's happened here?" And he walks over to one of the pamphlets. He picks it up, and then he kind of nonchalantly starts mouthing the words, and then he says, "Crestus Sextus Omega 7. That's strange. Do you know what that means, Raj?"
No.
What does that mean?
Well, I don't know. It just says it on this pamphlet, strangely enough. Whatever.
And he crumples up the pamphlet and he throws it into the food vat.
Well, try for nothing. And he walks away.
Clearance ultraviolet. Rules. Crestus Sextus Omega 7? What is Chris going on about? Well, this isn't the first time attentive listeners will have picked up on this kind of jibber-jabber from our intrepid players. We've had Walt going on about Omnius and Fizzwiz prior to this. Have they all gone mad? Or is there a reason for all of this? In Paranoia, all the players are members of secret societies, and each of them are given missions by these groups. Coincidentally, these missions always seem to clash with the missions that other players have been given by their societies. What happy serendipity! However, in the world of Paranoia, secret societies are, well, kind of paranoid, and with good reason. The computer and its agents do not take kindly to people openly flaunting their membership in prescribed organisations. Therefore, secret societies tend to communicate in code words. These are used to update other society members on mission progress, service distress signals, and communicate secret instructions. They also conveniently serve to baffle and confuse our players. For example, Chris R received a message on his PDC from his robot overlords in Corpor Metal that included the phrase Crestus Sextus Omega 7, along with the intelligence that Raj R was an internal security agent. Now, it didn't say anything about communicating this to Raj, but that's the sort of happy crossed wires that happen all the time in Paranoia. Likewise, Walt's secret society contact called Omnis asked Walt to get Raj alone and then send a message to a PDC number. Walt interpreted this as calling Raj and chanting mysteriously at him, which understandably confused Raj, but did very little to advance Walt's secret society goals. In another case of serendipitous happenstance, it's incredible the amount of time secret societies recycle codes, and therefore people from opposing societies overhear code words that they think pertain to them, but are actually being uttered by people from other societies. No, this isn't just the GM messing with players. Stop looking at me like that. So, as this is going on, you notice coming up the corridor, there's a scrub bot. A scrub bot's a universal in Alpha Complex. The little cleaning bots, and bots can go anywhere. They can go up any corridors. They don't have a security clearance. It goes over into the corner of the room. This room's all black, obviously, because it's a food vat. And there's a load of blood sprayed over one of the corners of the room. And there's some scoring from all the weapons fire and grenades and people busting and everything that's going on, and it goes over and it starts scrubbing the wall clean, and then once it's nice and clean, it sprays a little jet of black paint onto the scoring.
Oh.
And then it trundles off and starts cleaning up other parts of the room.
I just take out my pistol and I start just scoring up everything with.
What is it? Just scoring or dirt that it's attacking?
It's cleaning up all the dirt and all the blood and all the brains and gore, but where there's laser damage, it sprays it black.
Oh, I take out my laser and I start just lasering up and down the hallway. Infrareds, take out your lasers and begin lasering this hallway.
They look at each other blankly. We don't have lasers.
Isn't that like prisoners shooting indiscriminately?
We're not shooting indiscriminately. We are shooting walls for paint purposes.
Let me take a look at the robot. I might be able to reprogram it to paint the corridor black as is our mission.
Of course, if you wish to try that, you may. And and I kind of squint my eyes.
Chris is gonna go up the ladder to see what's going on in the brain room, because last time he was up there, he died immediately, and he's still kind of curious.
Chrissy's curiosity could be misplaced because Tracy is currently rigging the brain room to explode.
Oh, one thing. I want to like continue to go through Lindsay's pack that remains, and I want to see if there's any other goodies in there.
Nothing apart from those leaflets.
All right, can I take his PDC? Or PCD?
You can. What will happen though is when a clone dies, the old PDC is wiped, and the new clone gets the new one. Paul, can you make your bot ops and maintenance roll, please? Okay. So Paul has programmed the scrub bot up in the brain room. Tracy, I know what you're doing. Walt, what are you doing while Tracy seems to be just messing around with stuff, and the bot keeps referring to Tracy as master?
I'm trying to get all of the bits of bone and brain out of my hair, but then I think I'm finally going to come down from the brain room to the main floor and kind of watch over while Chris is reprogramming this computer or this robot.
Paul's down there. He's got his tools out. He's tinkering away with this bot. After about maybe 2 minutes of this, there's a little green light that goes red and it goes green again, and the bot starts turning in the direction of the corridor. Starts trundling out the room.
I'm going to watch it very closely to see what it does.
And a couple of little spray cans pop out, and it starts going down the corridor and spraying it black as it goes. It gets to the far end where the infrared barracks are, and the whole corridor is now black. The infrareds give a big cheer, and they're like, "Can we go back to work now? Can we go back to work?"
Perhaps, but I do need some more proof of mutiny, and communism.
They kind of look shiftily at each other. None of them seem to be willing to give any of the other ones up.
All right, one at a time it is, and I grab one. Oh.
Congratulations, Task Force Epsilon 718. Records show the food VAT production in CFD sector is on course to be at 80% efficiency. You are to be commended on your patriotic servings of hot fun. Functional error in semi-heuristic complex maintenance system. Rebooting.
Daisy, give me your answer to. I'm half crazy over that.
Service to Alpha Complex. Please report to debriefing room 725 in sector CFD. Have a nice day. Happiness is mandatory.
A job well done, lads.
And at that moment, the brain room explodes.
What happened to head to debrief?
Did I make it up to the brain room before it exploded?
You didn't. You managed to save yourself that horrible fate.
How am I so lucky?
And he just goes, well, and he starts going back down the ladder.
So you make your way to briefing room 725. It's exactly next door to briefing room 724 that you came from before, obviously.
That seems suspicious.
Laid out in exactly the same way, and it's brightly lit. And a smiling Gary G greets you. Citizens, I hear that food production is proceeding again in CFD sector. Congratulations. Now, before we get to the commendations, let's hear how the mission went. Team leader, your account first, please.
So, for my account, it seemed like it was overall a good success, but I have a few quandaries. And as my purpose here as a team leader, I must outline some of the poor choices and poor lives of my teammates. I believe that Lindsay I found evidence of Lindsay being a communist, and I'm gonna like throw out a bunch of communist propaganda.
It's the stuff out of his
That's what I do on Reddit all the time.
Of course. Oh no, I can't read some of my handwriting.
Hanging out in our
Walt?
conservative. Yeah.
I have evidence of Walt being a traitor. The evidence being my own corpse as he shot me in the head.
That wasn't me. That was other me.
Proof is proof of traitorous intent. And then he also said some ominous fizzwig stuff, which seemed very weird. Perhaps he had imbibed some form of detrimental imbibement. Tracy, he used a computer tool that led to the death of another citizen. Unfortunate.
I didn't use that tool. Hey, I didn't use it. Someone else did.
It was your tool, and you installed it. You also used a grenade to kill yourself and several others.
That was an accident. I'm famously bad with grenades.
He also took control of a computer servant and then told it to self-destruct. Luckily, its circuits stopped it from doing so.
Can I just point out that all of these infractions were committed by our previous clones, and we're not guilty of anything that our previous clones did?
That's not my mission. My mission is merely to give evidence of what happened. I did see Paul reprogram a robot directly against the directives of friend computer. And then Chris, of course, had illegal contraband, blew us up, and then destroyed evidence in front of my own eyes. He took a piece of paper with evidence from either himself or the pack of Lindsay, and then threw it in a nutrient digester. Destroying
Frank Computer, counterpoint here to this, as he has been wasteful with his clones while my clones have died in heroics saving others. So if anything, I deserve and counterpoint, the proven treasonous individual was disposed by one Chris Arbow 3 before his untimely demise.
I will also say that I found evidence of one mutant and thereby put her to death forthwith. But one communist, but overall, we succeeded.
Citizen Rajar, these allegations, while interesting, do any of them pertain to any of the surviving members of your team?
No, they all died very quickly and a lot near the end.
Excellent. Well, dead traitors, that's good. Now, could the internal security representative make themselves known?
That is me!
Oh, you again. Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that was pretty much that was my internal services notebook reading right there.
Right, excellent. Recording officer, is there any footage you would like to play back for the benefit of the debriefing?
Yes, I have quite a bit of footage and damning evidence against some of my fellow citizens. Exhibit A is a video of in the first hall where Raj is seen saying he is deeply sad, and he plays back a short little clip, and it cuts out right at the end of the D in sad. To help corroborate the story against Lindsay, we have multiple recordings of him using the term comrade, and just like a super clip of just like comrade.
So many comrades.
When he was up in the brain room before he was injected with something, he had turned on the recording device on his clone one that was on the floor, and so he does have evidence of whoever injected him, but he hasn't seen it yet.
Well, this is going to be a fun watch.
So he starts playing back that recording of the lights cutting out and then the lights cutting back on, and then him kind of feeling like blood coursing through his veins, and then he so much so that he ends up dying because of it. But the footage clearly shows who the perpetrator is.
Clearly shows Tracy, the current Tracy, running away after having dropped a syringe.
Classic Tracy. What a prankster, huh?
Hey, yeah, it was. That is not what it looks like.
Please explain, citizen.
I thought it was going to be helpful. I thought it was going to be more helpful. I have text evidence. I have text evidence from Paul and I having a conversation about helping reprogram the brain so that it's in better shape, right? Because I have a robotic cognitive booster, and he had a robotic power booster, and we were going to help out. And then I saw the panic. I'm like, oh, Paul could probably use this stuff. That's pretty good, and misread on my part. That's my mistake, of course, but definitely not treason. And in fact, if I may put an addendum, it's a good thing I did it, because when I used Paul's doohickey on the brain exploded.
What? The brain exploded?
That is not true. The last person seen inside the brain room is...
Hang on.
Well, Tracy.
The brain exploded?
Yeah.
Right, let me
but I used your doohickey.
Citizen. Wait here, citizen. The two internal security guards go and stand beside the door, and he gets out his PDC and starts dialing. Yeah, it's Gary.
Does anyone like to wash their hands?
Yes, please. Yep.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please.
I would love to wash hands.
Can you check the status of the food fat in CFD sector? Yeah, the one.
Anyone wants
it's meant to be working.
Drugs. Anyone?
Multiple casualties. Fires in adjacent sectors. Massive power feedback. Okay, thank you for that.
Tracy just points at Paul. I used his
Paul's just
doohickey.
I'm very, very, very. That causes my device.
Yeah, you're very good. Yeah, you're very good at breaking the brain.
I've done nothing but
that's what you are.
Help the colony and the citizens in it. I do not know why you're accusing me of this.
Because I used your doohickey and it blew up the brain. That's why. Like, that's all the evidence I need.
Equipment guy.
Yes.
This equipment that they were using, when you ran your last check of it, was it working properly?
Which equipment are we talking about specifically?
The one that Citizen Tracy R keeps referring to as a doohickey, which doesn't sound standard issue.
Is that the syringe, sir?
No, it's whatever appears to have caused massive casualties and huge property damage to computer property.
Let me just consult my books here. Let's see. Records do not show doohickey on my list, sir. No, nothing like that on the manifest.
But you're saying that this is illegal equipment?
See for yourself, sir.
Interesting. Well, we have a problem here. We have a problem in that hundreds of people have died, hundreds of people are without power, hundreds of people will be going hungry, and it is very much the fault of this team.
How's the people?
As a result,
Raj turns around.
Just shoot him.
Yeah. So does Chris. Chris just turns.
We all just shoot.
We just shoot Lindsay. Totally shooting him.
So the scene starts slowly fading to black as you all draw your lasers and you all start shooting each other, while Gary G starts rhyming off how you're going to be demoted to infrared and going back to working in the food vats, and your first job when you finish is to be cleaning up the mess in food vats in CFD sector. And that, gentlemen, is the sad end of Task Force Epsilon 718.
We suck so bad.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to Whitewash, a Paranoia actual play podcast. Thanks have to go to our wonderful cast of players/voice actors. They are, in no particular order, Alex Adams as Chris R, Che Webster as Lindsay R, Paul Page as Paul R, Ryan Mossbarger as Raj R, John Cohen as Walt R, Ben Drury as Tracy R, and Keeley Wilson as the computer. Some of these folks have podcasts of their own. I'll include details in the show notes, so please give them a listen. We're pretty sure you'll like them. We're a regular addition to the Roll to Save lineup, with new episodes appearing every month. If you would like to get in touch with us, please find us on Twitter @SavePodcast or email us at roll.2.save.pod@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook by searching for Roll to Save. We're always on the lookout for new cast members, so if you fancy giving Paranoia a try, let us know. And remember, stay alert, trust no one, keep your laser handy. The computer is your friend.